Is that a beautiful maple tree or what? Look at the shape. Perfectly shaped. You want to appreciate your house. Leave it for about 10 months. That's definitely been the effect. We built this house brand new. And then we left for the adventure of a lifetime. Look at that little camper back there, folks. That belongs to my parents. My sister stays in that. She comes up from Florida in the summer. Nestled in the woods, right in the maples back there. There's like a stone castle beyond that. I don't know if you can see it or not. It's like the perfect haunted house. It's a bed and breakfast. It's right back there. You get into, there's a road right off the other road. Over there, and that is my parents' house right next door. Works out pretty good. There's campers all over the place. This is my son that lives in New York City. And his girlfriend are going to travel around the country for a year, right around the first of the year. So about the wind, man, all of a sudden I came out here and it got windy. Blowing all the leaves off our tree. Fall in the Adirondack Mountains, New York State. We used to have an awesome view of those mountains. Those are the high peaks of the Adirondacks over there. And then we moved into town. But it is a nice little town, Elizabethtown, New York. I don't even know if we have 1,000 people. See this porch swing? Built this porch swing out of a headboard of a full-size bed, I think. Nice place to sit and relax. So I'll take you on a quick tour of our humble abode.
Yes.
It's a mess. We're cleaning it because we dump stuff here. It's kind of dark in here.
Is it?
Yeah.
Probably for me just being outside.
Christina's making bows for our Christmas wreaths, our little hobby that we have. There's our poor man's chandelier that I made from parts from IKEA. An old hardwood beer crate. Christina's rustic kitchen with a 1950 old farm sink.
Yep.
Look at these. We bought some really high quality unfinished pine cupboards, and then we brought them to a place called Square Nail Rustics in Hudson Falls, New York. A little over an hour away from here. And basically paid them to beat them up, make them look rustic, because we like the rustic look, and we didn't want cookie cutter. And then the countertops, my cousin has a sawmill about a half hour north of here. And we have about $50 into our countertops. Very rustic. But we like it. Can't say the place doesn't have character. A couple of characters live here too.
Careful on Roxy.
And I have an old Roy Rogers. Mostly Roy Rogers. Some other Western characters, some old radios. And there's a Mickey Mouse. Built all these shelves. We made our own woodwork. All the casings and everything. This is a reclaimed window that we bought in Burlington, Vermont from a place. It's perfect. This came off our garage in our house that we sold. That was on the garage for years, and it fit right up there perfectly. And really good friends of our family gave us this for a housewarming gift. Oop. Too dark, it won't zoom in.
No?
I made this enclosure for the electric fireplace. And we got a 58-inch plasma TV mounted on the wall. Christina's grandmother's china cabinet. much of the reason why we decided not have a house. We found this picture at the antique shop that we got our actual old tin ceiling from. That's our backsplash for our kitchen. And it reminds us, I'm not sure if it's not Fish Creek, one of our favorite campgrounds. And then I had this thing. This thing's 10 feet. And it's the top of an old telephone pole. So I bought these insulators. And I mounted LED lights up there. And it makes a perfect night light. Friends of ours gave us that painting, the same ones that gave us that. And I do wood burning. So I wood burn this. And if anybody's interested, I make signs and all that stuff. Christina made the curtains from tablecloths, tablecloths that she got at IKEA. This is the leather furniture that we had in our other house. I made this piece many, many years ago. Love working with wood. And there's Roxy the Wonder Dog. Hi, Roxanne. How you doing, baby girl?
I think she's happy to be.
You like it here, Rox? Let me show you the rest of the house. How many wives will let their husband put a beer light in the middle of their house?
Not many.
It tells you folks, I got the best wife. Look at all the old Roy Rogers toys up here. That's the first one. I have about 200 different Roy Rogers items. Whole lunch boxes. Everything you can imagine. This is just the tip of the iceberg of what I have. Cameras. Some cool stuff. But anyway, Christine and I and Megan did this on a cold winter's day. My mother's paintings, family pictures. Christine and I do stained glass. We made that hanging light. Used to hang in her parents' house, and they downsized. A lot of personal stuff in here. This is a painting of my aunt, who was done artwork for over 50 years. She was an art teacher at a neighboring town school. She painted that when she was a teenager. Always hung in my grandparents' house. Really cool having that. I built the shelf over this. I was pretty proud of the way these doors came out. I made these doors. Sliding door. Look how easy that works. Some more of my wood burning. Look at this door. That is a beefy door. Right, Rox? Found some of this hardware at Hobby Lobby. It's got that hook on there.
Hobby Lobby in Plattsburgh now.
Hobby Lobby in Plattsburgh. Oh boy. The inside of it. You can see the saw marks. Built out of rough lumber. I bought a planer and ran this through. And just took the tops off all the wood. Look at this one. I made this one too. I was going to do 2 sliders, but it would have made I thought it would have made our hallway too narrow. So I built this door. I had this old stuff for like hardware on the bottom. I'm pretty happy about these. Bought the stained glass in this part from Hobby Lobby. This is some old barn board I had. I left it rustic. I left the little hole out of the corner. And there's cracks. Hopefully we don't have any peeping toms around here. Cracks in the bathroom door. Look at the hardware on this thing. I think that's got a big enough hook on it. That's the hook to our bathroom door. are some old hinges that I had. Chrome hinges came off an old refrigerator. Oh, I made this shelf years ago. I made this shelf. We made this shelf up here out of an old ladder. Check out the shower. Shower. So we use, this house is only like about 700 square feet. We put a shelf all along this 8-foot wall. This ladder was a ladder that was Christina's father's that he wasn't using anymore, an old wooden ladder. We use that for towel rack. And this was an old dresser that we had, that when we had a moving sale, we probably couldn't have gotten $20 for this thing. So we made it into a vanity with a vessel sink. So kind of proud of the way that came out. I hollowed out the back of the the drawers to accommodate for the plumbing coming up through. More Hobby Lobby stuff. Gotta love Hobby Lobby. This is some old hardware item, an old pulley hanging from here. So to utilize the space over the stairs, this side is a huge storage space for laundry baskets. And we've got front loading washer and dryer. And we elevated it. So it actually works out quite fine. One of the hardest jobs we did in here is this shelf. This shelf took us, what, 2 weekends probably? 2 full weekends. All out of rough lumber that I bought from my cousin's sawmill. Yeah.
Yeah. That and the ceiling were probably the worst.
The ceiling, the staining of the ceiling, the polyurethane, that's a lot of V-groove knotty pine on that ceiling. So just to stay on the unique side, we went with black iron for our railings all the way around down there too. I'll show you that after. And Christina wanted a unique railing, so I can't remember how many feet. 3/4 inch black iron. And we drilled the holes into pressure treated and ran it through and put a 2x6 pressure treated top on it. But even like our outside sconces, they're old Coleman lanterns. That we owned one, and I found one that was similar to that on Craigslist. And then I wired them up. And the whole house is vinyl siding. That looks like cedar shakes. It's all vinyl. Look at the rocks out here. Somebody's been collecting rocks. And there's Mr. Turbo. Hi, Turbo. Are you hiding, my dear?
Just getting out of the way.
Oh, look at the Roy Rogers stuff. This is a personalized picture that came right from Roy and Dale. Sent him a video of my collection many years ago.
Kirby, watch out, you're gonna get stepped on.
I like the old cowboy stuff, as you might be able to tell. So up here we mounted a flat screen TV. You remember where this light came from, my dear? My mother painted that picture.
I should remember, but I don't.
My best friends from high school was an artist. That's our old school that we went to, Poultney, Vermont. That mirror was in our old house. Another picture from my buddy from Vermont. Pete Huntoon, peterhuntoon.com if you want to check him out. An Amish guy that we know made this bed. This was Christina's mother and father's bed, and they downsized and gave us this bed. A lot of mementos. That came from Hawaii. I've had that dresser since I was in my 20s. Believe it or not, I'm not in my 20s anymore. So I have a porch on the front of this house. And we have a nice little deck on the back. Then there's our RV spot. Our son's parked in the front part of it. Our camper fits right in here. And we have 30 amp service and water out there. Just an extra building we put up. We'll be putting this canopy up for our boughs for Christmas wreaths. Spiral staircase. Good fire escape. Got a clothesline that runs over to there. So about a 6-foot fire pit. That's our bridge. We own this island. There's water on both sides. We own right up to the back of that house right there. It's a small lot. It's about 2/3 of an acre. But you can hear that water running. When we're camping back here, you got the babbling brook. Right now it's a little bit ugly because there's no leaves on the trees. It's absolutely beautiful in the summertime. So my mother-in-law saw it for the first time after we set this all up in our backyard. She asked us why we need to go camping because we have the best spot right here. We open up the patio. The way our camper goes all the way to the back, and the patio just in the back of the toy hauler sits right out over the water. Put a lot of fill in there. Put a culvert in. We brought in all those stones, picked them up. There's nothing but stones here. Stone walls everywhere you look. Stone walls over there. My parents built the basement for this house and it was nothing but river rock like this right here. So we have around here, northern New York State. And again, all vinyl fascias, soffits, everything's vinyl. Oh, we never did put a light back here. We gotta have a light back here. So we built this reinforced enough to put a hot tub back here. It's kind of nice having this sliding glass door. It goes right into our bedroom. We got to put another light back under here. There's a couple small things that we haven't got done. We basically just got this house done, then we hit the road. So this is our garage. 2-car garage. Insulated doors, carriage house doors. We sheetrocked it, double sheetrock on the ceiling. That's code. There's our old house. I did this wood burning from a photograph of our old house. We definitely kept that. This door, this was a table. My father had legs on it. He'd use it for his lawn sales in the summertime. So I made him a table. Took his legs and put it on a piece of plywood. I made that shelf. We got a lot of old advertising things, as you can see. I painted this when I was a teenager. I always had dachshunds, so did my grandparents. That was it was actually a gift I gave to my grandparents when they passed away. I got it back. This big screen TV sits on a old Coke cooler. So this is all of our stuff for wreaths. Put away. And then over here there's a 10 by 28 workshop with a propane heater. Flat screen in the corner. We got a range stuff. Our son's motorcycles in here, 4-wheelers in here. It's great storage when we're not home. We just got home last night. Try taking a little video at night. This place looks really cool. So we did the rounded casings around the door. And it was a little tricky, but I think it added a lot. And Bill built these like keystone things on each door. Again, I think I found those stars at Hobby Lobby. And all vinyl. She keeps going over here because she thinks my parents are next door. But they're in Florida. They go to Florida in the winter. She keeps looking for her grandparents. She go up on their porch and smell around the door. That's lighted. The light isn't on right now, but there's a lighted cupola with a 3-foot weather vane on it. Same roofing and the same siding as the house. That was a Craigslist find, $200. So that's our house, folks. About 700 square feet of living area over a 2-car garage and a workshop on the side. And we really couldn't be happier. Bit of an Elvis fan. I thought that Elvis clock was going back there. He's all shook up. Mm-hmm. So we tried to build this house as efficiently as we could and easy to winterize, which it is, and it's well insulated. And there's our Rinnai on-demand hot water heater. Works like a charm and you never run out of hot water. Right, Rox? Have you ever run out of hot water? No. Look at the moon out here tonight. It's a harvest moon. Oh, it's hard to film. Well, here's what our house looks like at night, folks. Battery's going dead. Gotta charge the camera.
I'll be channeling the chicken spirit for my happy wanderers. Happy wanderers. Thanks for coming to, Dolly. Y'all good. Bye, honey.
Bye-bye.
Bye.